being creative wasn't necessarily about being good at one thing. It was solving problems. When I was trying to do things with so hard orange over here, I would have to figure out how to block on this side entirely and use cool lights. Fell in love with the idea of creating something.
Hi, I'm Seth Ranzinger. I'm a graphic designer at JAC Creative.
So I started falling in love with design and photography because of my background in being a skateboarding child. I loved skateboarders. I loved the videos, photos, stupid graffiti, stickers they would make. I loved all that stuff. And so at some point when I was maybe 12 or 13, I got my hands on a early 2000s, basically point and shoot camera. And I, with my group of dumb friends, would do nothing but try to take the coolest videos or photos of them doing probably the dumbest stuff we could think of, which really never amounted to anything other than the fact that I just fell in love with the idea of creating something, and that has stuck with me. I decided pretty late into my high school career. I was a creative. And I knew that I really loved being artistic. I loved helping design the sets for the plays and all these things, but I didn't really know how to apply it in any way. And that's when my art teacher kind of brought up the idea that design might be something I really love because of how multifaceted it is, and how it allows you to be creative in many different fields. And that appears to be true with my life so far. So I decided to go into graphic design, but my love for photography itself didn't happen until probably my sophomore or junior year of college, when I started to realize that being creative wasn't necessarily about being good at one thing. It was solving problems. And between work that I was doing and schoolwork that I needed done, I wasn't like landing on photography results I wanted, so I picked up a camera and I figured it out. This project was from my second semester junior year. It was Photo 2 at Kent State. And this project, its title wasn't very fun or anything. It had something to do with lighting, and it was just to basically apply a bunch of different lighting principles to photography. I just went above and beyond and started doing colors and a million other things because I couldn't just do it simply. These are just a few of the photos from the series, but there are a ton. These are the ones I ended up turning in. But specifically, this project we went through, and it started out being in white light. And as I was going through the studio process, I had to show my understanding of every light I added. So at the beginning of this, for each of these models, it was just as sunlit as possible, basically. And throughout the process, I would try to paint with light in every spot I can, and every different color you see through the photos is a different colored light that I was using to do something specific. And that was the whole point of the class, was to show, or the project was to show, that you could use lights in different ways to highlight the things that you were focused on. I just decided that I wanted to have a lot of fun with light and color. So I was purposely falling in love with the idea of painting like subjects with light. So that's what a lot of this project is. But like, even this one specifically, like, I was so drawn to the ideas of cools and warm colors and how that they can contrast and still do everything that white and black light can do. And so when I was trying to do things with so hard orange over here, I would have to figure out how to block on this side entirely and use cool lights. So there was a lot of challenges, and behind the scenes there's probably 8 lights set up and a bunch of different things blocking lights from going to different places. So it's very intentional, and I think throughout it all, I think that these photos could be better as professional than I am now, but I really fell in love with the fact that photography is just using light to make art. This is my wife. She's always been very supportive of my creative projects, and so the other people in these photos are my friends. But Destiny has always been the first one signed up for projects. Yeah, photography for me has evolved a bit. Obviously, my job doesn't allow me to do it as often as I liked to do it in college, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't hold a special place in my heart. Photography for me now is very personal. A lot of it is stuff that I like to just do. It is the one creative facet that I hang on to that hasn't become my job fully, but I take the principles that I learned in photography and I apply it to almost every other creative problem I have. You know, I learned about lighting and what small details and micro movements of things can do, and that those same principles apply to every creative endeavor that you can do. And that's how I think that skill lives with me still, and the fact that I always want to add a light to any video or photo shoot we're doing.